Now, the US commander in the Middle East has announced a drawdown of American troops in Iraq this month from 5,200 to 3,000. General Frank McKenzie said the decision was due to the United States confident in Iraqi security forces' ability to operate independently. But is that the only reason? Well, to answer that question, I'm joined here on set by our Foreign Affairs editor, Philip Turle. Hello, Philip. First of all, is there any coincidence that this announcement comes just 2 months ahead of the American presidential election?
Well, as you just said, 54 days to go before the presidential election in the United States, Nadia. So there is reason to believe that this announcement may have something to do with that. If you look back to what Donald Trump announced back in 2016, when he was running for president of the United States, he said he wanted to do away with all the useless wars that the United States was fighting and bring the US boys back home. So this announcement coming so shortly before the US presidential election, where Donald Trump is trailing in the opinion polls, 52 to 43 points behind Joe Biden. That's according to the latest YouGov poll. There is reason to believe that Donald Trump may be trying to galvanize his support base by saying, I am honoring one of the promises that I made in 2016. And the other reason is that Donald Trump and the military don't really get on with each other. He's been criticized for making below the belt comments about the military. He's reported to have said that US troops who lost their lives and who were buried in France, where he was due to go to a cemetery a couple of years ago, were losers. He also described the former Vietnamese hero John McCain as a loser as well during the election campaign. That didn't go down very well, and his support amongst the military has also fallen to 38%, down 4 points. So this may be a move by Donald Trump to try to increase his support base ahead of that election.
And, we remember at the very beginning of this year that the US assassinated that Iranian general Qasem Soleimani, a move widely criticised at the time in Iran and Iraq. Now, is there any threat, do you think, is there any link, rather, between the threat against US troops following his assassination and that decision to reduce the number of troops?
Well, as you said in your introduction, the official reason for this is because US troops were sent in under Barack Obama to help fight alongside Iraqi troops to get rid of ISIS. The United States says that has now been completed. Some troops will remain, but the majority will be pulled out. But the killing of General Soleimani, the head of the Iranian Quds movement, who was blamed for many attacks against US interests in the region, has certainly annoyed the Iraqis because they feel they're now under threat from Iranian airstrikes from militant groups. They have called for United States troops to be pulled out of the country. There have also been protests around the country asking for US troops to be withdrawn. So there is growing pressure on the United States to do that. And there is also another reason, which is, I think, going back to what I originally said, which was Donald Trump's decision to pull troops out of countries around the world. It's been a very erratic move by him. He pulled 1,000 troops out of Lebanon last year. Out of Syria last year. That opened the door to Turkey going in there to attack the Kurds. He's announced he's going to pull 12,000 troops out of Germany. That's also fearing that Russia is going to play a more important role in Eastern Europe. So Donald Trump, rather uncertain, but acting as Donald Trump always does in announcing these measures in a bid to galvanize his support base.
All right, Philip Turle, thank you very much for your analysis there.